I don't really know where to start with this video, but the other day something happened and just like a series of events kind of followed, and one of them being, which was also kind of like the icing on the cake, the electricity of the entire apartment complex that I live in just went out. So I couldn't charge anything. I had to, I had to get out and go to my car and everything. And just remember getting into my car and just like in a baffled way, just like chuckling. And yes, I know other people have it much worse and everything. I am not going to invalidate what I felt inside. It was more so just kind of like a, right hook, left hook, uppercut kind of thing, just like life punching you in the face and then the final gut hit, right? I discovered something pretty interesting last night when I was putting together a podcast episode. And that was that throughout my life, I've had a tendency to, like, paint my days black. And when I say that, I'm referring to black and white thinking, splitting, right? So, like, everything could be going good, and then something bad happens. Or everything could be going bad, and then something good happens. And the way that I have kind of approached things is I've like filtered out the good things and I've just painted everything black. But last night I actually realized that I was doing that as I was making the podcast episode, and I was like, I can probably change that for myself, right? And I think that what that requires is actually a few different things. First and foremost, and the one that is probably the extreme, is just the remembering, the reminder of my own sense of mortality, right? The fact that someday I am no longer going to be here. Other than that, it also has to do with being present with everything, which throughout my entire life, and sometimes still, but more so earlier on in my life, was very challenging for me. My focus, and I've talked about this before in other videos, my focus has been very much external and tuned into other things and other people. But in terms of consistency, I have seriously struggled with consistency throughout my life. In the recent years, I would say about like 5 or so years now, things have been pretty dope. I'm really happy with just the level of consistency that I've had. But I've noticed that whenever things aren't consistent, it's because I'm attaching myself to external events, and when external events, when something happens to them, or when they end, or something, as my mind would label as, let me make sure I say that right, label, as negative, I kind of like shut down, and I stop performing, I stop doing things that are important to me, I stop taking care of myself, right? So, when you've had a bad day for 10 plus years, right? Day 1, I've had a bad day. Day 2, I've had a bad day. Day 3, I've had a bad day. Day 4, I've had a bad day. Day 5, and so on and so forth, As I've discovered for myself, that's actually not totally accurate, and my mind is really just painting the entire day black. In other words, negative, when in reality, like, holy shit, let's put things in perspective real quick. The people that I care about and love are alive. If I lose power, okay, throw on a candle, do a little boogie, do a little dance, But I'm really happy that I came to this realization and just like looking at things for what they are and being like, well, just because this happened and my mind labeled it as bad or negative doesn't mean that nothing else throughout the day happened that was good. There were good things that happened. I woke up, I have the chance to breathe, I have the chance to eat. So just really putting things into perspective is very important for me, and it really transforms the entire dynamic of how I experience life. But one of the most important things moving forward is really practicing being present with myself. You know, that's what this is really all about. With myself, with life, with people, with things, with events, focusing on bringing my energy back to myself and into my body rather than being so highly attuned to other people. So yeah, when you've had a bad day for 10 plus years, or in other words, forever, you know, the way that I look at it is it's like, well, really look at the fine detail. Are there things that are good that are happening that the mind is just filtering out and being like, this stuff's not important. This negative shit just sucks, and I can't see anything else. It's really important for me moving forward, and I'm excited to grow with that.